Happy Hump Day, everybody, and welcome to the latest Breath of Fresh Air Shorty with your host, Charles Taylor. And we're going to jump right into this topic because this is an interesting topic, and it's one of those topics that Patrick Brackett and I always talk about when it comes to everything intercepting with sports, politics, with entertainment, so on and so forth. So, what we are discussing here is the two women who decided they were going to show up at Game 5 of the World Series and flash, show their titties at the game. Now, the two women, Julia Rose and Lauren Summer, are part of a site called Shag Mag. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I had never heard of this site until this. I definitely know who they are now. So I guess in that regard, this is what they were looking for in terms of publicity, but they also said they wanted to raise awareness for breast cancer. Now, more on that in a moment, but let's talk about the surface of what they did. So Julia Rose and Lauren Summer showed up at Game 5 of the World Series and flashed Houston Astros pitcher Gerrit Cole during Game 5 of the World Series. Now, the World Series ended up itself, great series, and we're about to see Game 7, winner take all, later on this evening. But with what they did, they went down to right behind home plate and were able to pull this off. Major League Baseball decided to ban them for life. They cannot appear at any Major League Baseball events until they die, basically. Now, how are they going to be able to prove these women were at their games or how they find them? I don't know how that's going to happen, but they got a lifetime ban. Now, let's start with the issues surrounding all this because there's so many directions I can go with this. But I'll try to touch on a few of them, if not all of them. Number one, there's an equality issue here because men, look, we as men, we flash our boobs all the time. There's groups that flash boobs all the time. There's been whole YouTube montages of dudes flashing boobs all the time. I get it. It doesn't look as sexually provocative on us as it does as women, but if we're about equality, if we're about being equal, then I feel like this should be one of those ways. If a man or a woman decided they were going to flash their booty, that's getting outlawed either way. If a man or a woman decided they were going to flash their private parts, that's getting outlawed either way. But when it comes to the upper chest, men, they don't get outlawed. Women do. I feel like if a woman wants to flash her chest, she should be able to. And if you have whole events such as Mardi Gras that gets beads thrown when women flash their titties, then if they want to do it at the game, they should be able to. That's just me. I know I'm probably in the minority about this. And if any woman wants to talk to me about this or they want to encounter me and confront me about this, they're more than welcome to. Me personally, if they want to show their tits, they should be able to do that. And whatever consequences, I guess, come with it, come with it. But again, men do that all the time, and there's never any problem. As a matter of fact, women love to see men's chests, especially if it's one of those chests where you got those pretty muscles, you got that beach body, you got the bodybuilding going on. Women love to see that, and men love to see women's chests too. So it shouldn't be a problem in my eyes. If a woman wants to show her boobs, she should be able to. So that's the equality issue there in my eyes. But let's talk about the why these women want to do this. So Julia Rose was on CBS Sports Radio on the DA show, and it was a very good interview. If you haven't checked it out, go to their webpage and or their site or their app and check out their podcast because it should be up on there. But Julia admitted the whole thing with the publicity and the promotion of breast cancer awareness, it goes hand in hand. They wanted to get their name out there. They wanted to be able to bring awareness to their site. Yes, the publicity that comes with doing this does go to their site, but they also wanted to bring awareness to breast cancer. Now, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and this did happen in October. So, her acknowledging the publicity part of it, along with the breast cancer awareness part of it, to me it sounds pretty legit because a lot of people thought this is all it was a publicity stunt. And I guess the way she says she wanted to do this, according to the interview she had on CBS Sports Radio, was to actually meet some of these women and help pay for their medical bills. Not necessarily give to any sort of organization, but to meet some of these women who are these brave women who are going through the ordeal of battling breast cancer and helping to pay for things such as hospital bills and some of the treatments. So if that's what she's trying to do, then I feel it's legit. Now she has to be about that. Her and this site have to be about that. Obviously, actions speak louder than words. But if that's what she is about, then I don't see any issues with it. One more thing, as far as the publicity and what or how they chose to go about this. Think about this. They chose game 5 of the World Series to go and do this. Game 5 of the World Series. So here it is, a sporting event where people are coming together to watch. And you have millions and millions and millions of people watching the World Series or going back and forth between that and Sunday Night Football. But they know people are going to be at home or in a bar or wherever to watch the game. They chose this event to come out here and do this stunt. So this is what Patrick and I talk about when it comes to events or different sort of issues such as politics or entertainment or even somebody just trying to get some publicity to relating it to sports. To bring this back full circle, this is what we're talking about. When all these different aspects of life intersect. This is what I'm saying. Sports is part of life. Publicity is part of life. Politics is part of life. Entertainment is part of life. All this stuff is part of life, and it's always going to intersect in some way, shape, or form. These women had a calculated plan to go to the World Series and pull this stunt off. And if you listen to Julia's interview also, she even talked about how they scouted the cameras. All right, they scouted the cameras on how they were going to be positioned for this game. So you were watching a game, this happened on the camera that zooms in, the normal camera that zooms in to home plate. You have the pitcher, and then you see the home plate, and then you see crowd or part of the crowd that's right behind home plate. They knew that's where the camera was going to be, so they figured if they could get there, then they could get their message right there on Fox, mind you, the station that is broadcasting the World Series. So they knew what they were doing. This was premeditated. This was calculated, and they wanted to do this. So for any woman who wants to come and say, "Oh, I can't believe she showed her boobies, blah blah blah, this is degrading the women," no, they wanted to do that. They chose to do that. So if they don't see a problem with it, then honestly, I don't think nobody else should. That's just my personal opinion on it. But to bring everything full circle, they knew what they were doing. They wanted to get their site out there, but at the same time, they wanted to promote breast cancer awareness. Now, obviously, the publicity of the site seems like it was I guess, the main thing they wanted to get out there to get people to know about the site, but they have a good cause for why they did this. And I feel like if they wanted to do this, they could have done this at any other time, but they chose this forum. So this is definitely an interesting topic. I would love to hear what you guys think of it. Other than that, that is what I'm breathing on. Or should I say motorboating on? No, I'm not going to do that. This is what I'm breathing on today. Make sure you guys check out this Shortie and other Shorties on the BOFA YouTube channel. Mash that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button when you guys are on there. Continue the likes on the Facebook page. And other than that, everybody have a good rest of the week. And again, happy hump day.